Ladies and gentlemen, Dana White just announced it. Arman Tsarukyan ain't gonna like it, but it doesn't matter because we do. Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje for the interim lightweight UFC Championship of the world, kicking off the new era. Paramount TV, going down in January the 24th in Los Angeles, California. Paddy Pimblett finally gets a title fight.
So the winner of Gaethje versus Paddy will be the interim title, and then they will face Topuria.
Now, of course, there's a good reason why this is happening. Everyone was waiting. Is it going to be Paddy? Is it going to be Justin? Was it going to be Arman Tsarukyan after that stunning display last week in Qatar? Well, now we know the answer, okay? Ilia Topuria, sadly, is taking a little bit of time away from the sport. He put a statement on Twitter that read, "I won't be fighting for the first quarter of next year. I'm going through a difficult moment in my personal life. I want to focus on my children and resolve this situation as soon as possible. I don't want to hold up the division. The UFC will make the matchups needed, and as soon as the matters are resolved, I'll let the UFC know and I will begin my return." Now, if you read between the lines, you're probably aware, if you follow the sport closely, that Ilia is going through a divorce right now. So, of course, that's a tough time for anybody, and it is very, very distracting. You can't focus on a fight in a training camp, certainly an opponent, when you're going through a divorce. So, I'm certainly not going to talk about that any more than what I have done there. Ilia, we wish you nothing but the best. You know, when you look at this statement that I just read on Twitter, the first person to jump in, Max Holloway. Sorry to hear, champ. If it's what I'm hearing it is, I know the struggle firsthand, trying to fight while protecting your kids. I hope all goes well. Ilia responds, "Thanks for the support, brother. All the best to you and your family." Absolute class act. Ilia, also, I echo the sentiments of Max Holloway. Ilia, I hope everything goes nice and smooth for you. I hope the situation gets resolved as amicably as possible. Anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about the fights, because the fight card that's going to kick off the new era in Paramount, which, by the way, will not be a pay-per-view. You'll know this. It's going to be free to wear on Paramount Plus, CBS Sports. They're kicking it off with an absolute banger. Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. We'll talk about that a bit more in depth in a moment. We got Kayla Harrison taking on the Lioness, Amanda Nunes, the greatest pound-for-pound fighter that the sport's ever seen. She's out of retirement. We got Sugar Sean O'Malley returning once again, taking on Song Yadong. We got the return of Arnold Almighty Allen taking on Lord Jean Silva. We've got Umar Nurmagomedov taking on Deiveson Figueiredo. And we've also got the returning, once again, very fast, but not 6 times in a year, Waldo Cortes-Acosta taking on the knockout king, the one and only Derrick Lewis. So this is a great card, okay? So let's talk about this. Justin Gaethje was kind of sitting around on the sideline saying he wants a title fight, or that's it. Paddy Pimblett called him a bit of a little bitch for having that stance. Said, listen, I like Justin, but he's a bit of a bitch for talking like that.
You know, don't ever want to say a bad word about Justin Gaethje, because he's a legend, but he's doing interviews lately being a proper you know what I mean? Saying like the UFC owe him and he deserves it and all that. No one's owed nothing. You know what I mean? You fight for it. Well,
now they get to settle it in the octagon. I did think that Paddy was kind of the front runner. Certainly after he stepped into the octagon when Ilia Topuria knocked out Charles Oliveira, they had that back and forth. Ilia had the belts on, both belts on, pushes Paddy. It was a bit of an awkward moment. That fight looked destined to happen. And of course, for years now, Paddy Pimblett's been giving him shit, calling him the hand sanitizer boy and all that type of stuff, right?
I don't understand you or anything. Back in the flouty mouth, flouty, like what?
Hand sanitizer boy!
I hope they fight down the line, because there's certainly a storyline built in. But this is a very, very tough competitive matchup. Now, Justin Gaethje is no spring chicken. I think he's 36 years old. But you know what you're going to get with Justin Gaethje. Yes, of course, against Max Holloway at UFC 300, he got knocked out. He got embarrassed. He got face planted. I tell you what, it was a shocking scene, okay? But that's not normally what happens with Justin Gaethje. He is one of the most exciting fighters. They do call him the human highlight reel for a reason. He's got great wrestling, but the boxing, the striking, the leg kick, kicks, the punch power that he has. I'm telling you, this man is no joke. And neither is Paddy Pimblett, right? We saw last time against Michael Chandler, he is the real deal. He absolutely smoked him. He's undefeated in the UFC. He put a beating on Michael Chandler. And let's remember, Chandler went toe-to-toe with Gaethje, gave Dustin Poirier a good run, knocked out Dan Hooker. So it's not like he's a bum. Yes, he hasn't been winning fights. We all know that. But Paddy made it look different. He beat the living hell out of him. Simple as that. And I knew he had something coming up because last week when I saw him in Qatar, the man was playing paddle, right? Like a paddle bro. He had his shirt off in the sun. He was glistening. He had the six-pack. He looked great. We all call him Paddy the fatty, right? Well, he isn't fat right now. The man looked to be in the best shape of his life. And he didn't even have a fight announced, okay? Obviously, he knows he's fighting in about 6 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks, whatever it is. So the man's ready, right? And he could be an interim champion of the world. Now, we know an interim champion basically means the number one contender. But if Paddy can pull it off, unbelievable. That'll be 4 champs, 2 interims and 2 legit, well, 3 legit now with Tom being promoted from the UK that have become champions. And for Justin Gaethje, this is the final go. This is the final crack of the whip. The man's had 2 title fights in the past, Charles Oliveira to Khabib Nurmagomedov, and now he gets to go up against Paddy Pimblett. Now, talking about the matchup, of course, it is an easier fight for Justin than what it is against Khabib Nurmagomedov, one of the greatest of all time. Islam Makhachev, the current pound for pound, and according to many people, a man that is surpassing Khabib Nurmagomedov, right? So in that regard, it is an easier matchup. Will Paddy be able to take him down? Will he dance around the octagon? Yes, he will. Will he try and replicate the game plan of Max Holloway? Of course he will. Who wouldn't try and do that? You aren't going to stand and go toe-to-toe with Justin Gaethje because the man does have knockout power. But underestimate Paddy at your peril. That's all I'll say about that one, but that is a phenomenal fight. The Lioness returns, Amanda Nunes to take on Kayla Harrison. It's not going down at the White House. That's what a lot of people thought was going to happen. It's going down in Los Angeles, free to air in January. Now, Amanda Nunes hasn't fought since June 2023, so it'll be 2.5 years away from the octagon. She's 37 years old, but she has beaten everybody. 23-5 is the record. The 5 losses come to Juliana Pena. She avenged that loss in absolute style. She beat Juliana, knocked her down with every single shot pretty much that she landed. She's beaten the who's who, the best of the best, some of the most exciting fights. I'll never forget when Nunes fought Chris Cyborg. I think it lasted about 57 seconds. It was 57 seconds of some of the most violent action that you're ever going to see. And these two, by the way, Nunes and Kayla Harrison, they used to train with each other at American Top Team, so they know each other very well. I think this is going to be a pretty competitive matchup. Then we've got Sean O'Malley taking on Song Yadong. Song Yadong's ranked number 5. Sean O'Malley is looking for a victory. Of course, he was the champion. He was defending. Then he runs into Merab Dvalishvili, loses at the Sphere, a massive event. Merab Dvalishvili, he's insane. And then when they followed it up, when they had the rematch, as we know, he choked him out, and this time he finished the deal. Song Yadong, this is a fight that kind of favors Sean O'Malley in terms of it's a striking matchup. Song Yadong's first primary weapon is the hands, okay? Sean O'Malley loves to box as well. This is a fight where we're going to be able to see Sean O'Malley operating to the fullest of his ability. There's a little bit of pressure because he will be expected to be able to beat somebody like Song Yadong. And for Song, it's a massive opportunity on the first card on the new network with the whole world watching to get a big win over a former champion. And do not underestimate Song Yadong. The fight before that, I am excited about this one. I'm happy about this one. It is the return of Arnold Almighty Allen. This guy's been out of action since UFC 304, July 27th in Manchester, England, when Tom Aspinall defended the interim belt against Curtis Blades and Leon Edwards lost his belt to Bilal Muhammad. Now he's taking on Lord Jean Silva. As we know, Jean Silva, the man's flying. He's barking at everyone. He's doing great things. He's knocking everyone out until his last fight when he ran into Diego Lopez, and that was that. He got flatlined, he got sparked out, he got knocked out, but it's all part of the journey. I got knocked out along the way. You get knocked out, you rebound, you regroup, you dust yourself up, you come back bigger, better, stronger, more importantly, wiser, and you go again. Umar Nurmagomedov, he's going up against against Deiveson Figueiredo, as I said, and Waldo Cortes-Acosta going up against Derrick Lewis. It is an absolute banger of a fight. Someone's going to get knocked out, and I tell you what, if Cortes-Acosta can get through Derrick Lewis, and that's a big ask. Remember, Derrick has the most knockouts in all of the UFC history, not just heavyweight, the whole of the UFC. And he finds a way of landing that shot, and then you get to see the celebration and all the rest of it. But Cortes-Acosta, poked in the eye or not, eye patch or not, it doesn't matter. You know what he's going to do. He's going to go out there, he's going to throw that right hand at over 100 miles an hour like he used to throw a baseball and look for the knockout himself. And if he can get through Derrick Lewis, he will be next for a title fight. Whoever wins between Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane, Waldo will get the winner. It's as simple as that. That's if he wins. So there it is. There's the fight card. What do you rate it from 1 to 10? It's pretty bloody good if you ask me. Let me know who you think wins in the comment section. Do you think Arman Tsarukyan should have got it? I don't. Paddy and Justin have been right there for a little bit. Arman was kind of out on the sidelines. Yes, he got a great win last week. However, he will also get the winner of Justin versus Paddy. But who wins in all these fights? What fight are you looking forward to the most? Thank you for watching. Subscribe and ring the bell. It's Thanksgiving. The dinner's cooking. I had a nice little workout this morning. Ran 3 miles, lifted weights, did some squats, took Lucas on the pads. You might have saw it on Instagram. His jab head kick is looking good. Lucas is planning on fighting when he's a little bit older as well. So I'm excited about that. 7. Make that jab count though. Stick the jab. 8. That's better. 9. Last one. 10. So there it is. There's the video. Happy Thanksgiving. If you're in America, have a wonderful day. If you're around the world, nothing but peace, love, and gratitude to you all. Thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for helping build the channel. I've got to go because I'm starving. You guys take care. Bye-bye.